Welcome back. This is Hope Adon right here at Hope TV, where you look and you live. That was the musical break, taking us to 27 minutes to the top of the hour. That is 8 in the AM. My name is George Gishuru.
And my name is Beatrice Nudi. And now let's get down to the newspapers. I see the top page here of the Daily Nation saying, united in greed. Some senators have vowed to shoot down proposal by their National Assembly colleagues. So the First Amendment here, the National Assembly has in many instances struggled to raise a quorum when it is considering people-centered bills. But on Tuesday, the House attracted one of the largest turnouts in its history, with rival camps closing ranks in pursuit of a common interest, money. In their never-ending desire to line their pockets, over 300 members voted to change the constitution to put under their control 3 funds declared illegal by the courts. This is a story covered on pages 4 and also 5. And I also see Esther Passaris. We talked about her yesterday. I see page 7 here is covering her story. Nairobi County Woman Rep Esther Passaris proposal to amend the Public Order Act to designate assembly and demonstration zones in the country may not be her original idea, and she may have been approached to be the face of it, according to the parliamentary records. This is quite interesting. So she didn't come up with this from her mind. Aliambiwa wewe ndio brand ambassador wa hii kitu.
But you see, even if you are being used,
yeah,
you know, at times, I don't want to say, I think also you need to read the mood,
yeah,
you know, of the room.
Don't be a sacrificial lamb at the wrong time.
Be wise. Because how do you allow yourself, you know the mood of the country,
yep,
you know everything, but then again you want to be the face, you know, of draconian rules to curb on maandamano or protest or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, you never know what they were promised, if at all it is not them.
Yeah.
But it raises a lot of question, because and this one, I was also watching it yesterday, and someone was asking themselves, why do they want to hide themselves from the one? Remember, they are the people's representatives, right? So why are you hiding yourself from the same people when they come to petition you, telling you actually you're not representing our interests? When they come to remind you, we don't feel like actually you are representing us the way we would want you to represent us. Why do you want to ignore everything else? Because you are there by the virtue of being voted in by the people. So you are not there to push your own agenda. You are not there to push the agenda of even your political party.
That's
sorry to say. Because if you remember, written law, because there are so many things that dictate what happens in Kenya, the roles of a member of parliament, there are actually 3. And number 1 is not CDF. I know they are pushing to have it entrenched into the constitution, but it's not. The role of an MP, there are 3. Number 1, representation. What is representation? The people of Kikuyu constituency voted for that member of parliament, who happens to be Kimani Ichung'wah, to go and push the agendas of those people, represent them, and ensure their interests are well catered for. That's 1, representation. Number 2 is oversight. Oversight the national government. So whatever the national, you see all this hue and cry that, oh, sijui cabinet, the president is doing this and that, blame it on the parliamentarians, because it's them who are supposed to come and say, Mr. President, on this one, we don't think it will augur well with the people. We don't feel it will serve the people well. But what do we see? They go and side with the government. They troop to State House as opposed to trooping to their constituencies to listen to what the people want, but as opposed to going to State House or whichever other areas. So those are 2: representation, oversight, and there's a 3rd one. I can't remember. I'm going to remember. Those are the 3 critical roles of a member of parliament.
And CDF is not among
No, it is not. That's why they are now trying to entrench that to be part of parliament, because it is not. Yeah.
Wow, it looks to me like we have our priorities reversed.
Totally upside down.
Ni kama imepigwa hivi.
Yes.
Na tumesahau representation huku chini.
chini.
It's like it's not even there.
No.
It doesn't even matter.
No. All these things you hear, SHA is not working, CBC transition, all those things, a member of parliament is supposed to raise those issues at in the floor of the house. The other one is legislation, the third one. Now legislation, because now that is what has brought it, they bring laws, they make laws. So it's up to them to make those laws that make life better for the people.
For the people.
For the people. You see, we keep complaining of conducive environment for businesses to thrive. Make those laws at the floor of the house, so that it can be appealing to the people. Businesses can thrive. So legislation, making laws. How many do we see? The laws they are making, sini moja ya Esther.
That is not even for the people.
It's against the people.
And what is democracy?
Surely.
Rule of the people,
by the people, and for the people.
Oh my.
It may not be conducive, but democracy, that's the path we chose. If you want us to go to autocracy, again, you are the members of parliament. You can change, but then remember there are some things that they have to be brought for a referendum.
I feel like they need to write their job descriptions. I think most have forgotten.
They have forgotten.
They don't know. They have no idea.
I think for them,
about what they
sadly, this is the weakest link we have in this country, if you ask me, is parliament. They are the weakest link. So anything that you want, they are up for, what is it called? Auction. Highest bidder. So unless they have something, interest. Because you're supposed to think the people first.
True.
Think the people first. They voted for you. Although some, they will say they never voted for me. I paid. And that's why Kenyans also, when we go to the elections, we need to be very careful. Very sober as well. The people we are voting for. Are you voting for them because of their policies, their manifestos, or is it because they gave you 50 bob, 100 bob and all? No. Think.
You have to think, because what I see is people trying to invest so that they can have high returns.
That's the thing.
So
once they are elected in, they come and they tell you, for the first 2 years, I need to recoup my money. It was an investment. Exactly.
So you are used as capital. Literally, that is what happens. And we are so blinded when we are picking those monies.
It's unfortunate.
It's quite sad. But I believe that we need to be aware, even as citizens of the country, to be wise. To be very, very wise. The Bible says to be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. So let us apply that. But let me continue here with what is being reported on the Daily Nation. I see anniversary. Kenya officers mark first year of Haiti peace mission, a story covered on page 12. And I also see page 2. We were invited to say our byes. Short Hawker's mother says as Ojwang Memorial held in City. And this is a story covered on page 2. Quite sad and unfortunate. We've lost these 2 young men who actually have made the headlines, to police brutality, which is quite sad and unfortunate. And we still wait to see whether justice will prevail. I see noodling with danger. Here's what your child's favorite noodles meals contains. Interesting. Noodles used to be my favorite meal as a child growing up. I would take, in fact, for my birthday, one birthday, my mom brought me so many of them. And I ate, and I would every day when I come for lunch, nimetoka shule na niende nikule noodles.
Favorite meal.
Noodles. But here I see they are not. Because how do these things evolve with 2 minutes?
Imagine. They evolve very fast.
And then those the sauces and all, but please look at that story, page 3, if you would love to know. What is being reported?
In the Standard, they are going with the story of abduction, and they go with the headline, Abductors Playground, and there is a picture there of the DCI boss there, and then they say DCI boss Mohammed Amin is expected in court today, not as a prosecutor or witness, but as a man under judicial scrutiny, summoned to account for a missing blogger in a system gasping under the weight of its own impunity. As families bury tortured sons, judges demand answers, and rights groups compile grim lists, questions arise on the 29 Kenyans still missing. The courtroom may be his next stop, but for dozens abducted, the destination remains unknown. It's a story that is covered on page 4, and there are some people here who are still missing. Kenyagia, abducted by the DCI officers and is still missing.
Wow.
There's Francis Mutunge held for more than 24 hours. John Mulingwa held for more than 24 hours. There is Wanjiko Thega, DCP National Youth Leader, who was violently arrested. And Mark Amiami held for more than 24 hours. And it's a sad story. And let's hear what he had to say today. And there is a judge, Chacha Mwita, when he was summoning him and saying that they needed to produce this blogger, saying there is no way that someone can just vanish into thin air in this country. He said it was impossible, which I tend to agree. And it's unfortunate. All this being, I can't call them arrests, because arrest, there is a way you arrest people. But being arrested in the night, not being allowed to contact your family or lawyers, that is not really an arrest. That is illegal detention. It's unfortunate, and we have had so many people who are still missing. Some are in hospitals as well after being tortured and dumped, which is unfortunate. And of course, the unfortunate is where we have people being taken in by police, but they die in the hands of the police, and that is the case of Ojwang. And there was a memorial yesterday. He was caring and he was loving. Family eulogizes Ojwang. It's a story that is on page number 6. I also see on page 9 there is a fresh petition which has been filed to kick out Sakaja. That's a story that is also inside the Standard. Then I see Ruto donates 1 million shillings to Boniface Karaoke's family. Then I see Ruto lures foreign investors to NSE with promise of Kenya pipeline listing. Maraga accuses state of capture, vows to restore rule of law. And there is civil society groups have filed a petition seeking the removal of Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen over his shoot to kill remarks, arguing they incite violence and encourage unlawful police killings. The pullout, the real estate pullout, how developers can navigate funding hurdles, that is on page 28, and the power of colorful exterior finishes, tech drivers, brokers out of property markets.
Amazing. And you know, that story of Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen, you know, I was just thinking about it, and just thinking of how the tongue
the power of the tongue,
one word,
yes,
you know, in the heat of anger, in the heat of frustration, can be the very thing that is used against you.
Yes.
Because once you release those words, you cannot take them back. It just dawns on me that indeed when the Bible says the power of life and death is in the tongue, it also, and you know, the Bible also says that we will give an account for every careless word that we have spoken. So it just gives me that awareness that just one statement can be the very thing that even gets you out of your position. Because if at all petitioners here are saying that he's unfit to hold office, that brings the question of, okay, so what is going to happen after this? Because even he himself, people can no longer take him seriously moving forward. It's hard to listen to Kipchumba Murkomen and think that, kwanza with the position that he has, Interior CS, I mean, it will be like, surely, what are you telling us after what you already said before? So I think, I don't know, maybe he needs to come out and apologize.
You know, in Kenyan politics, it reminds me of a certain politician. I would rather die than apologize. That is what they say. Kenyan politicians apologize. Hiyo hawatambui. Apologize to who? For what? About what?
Ni noma. But there's a sports news here. Why Gor Mahia fired coach Zico Otieno and the entire technical bench. That is covered on the Daily Nation, and you can just have a look at it. But then I also see an unfortunate story here. Mother at 14 So they are talking about how to curb these things happening. And I'm just reminded of an interview we did some time back. And this man who came for an interview said that the thing that we need in our country is holiness. If we actually put to practice holiness, we would, prevent so many things from happening. If holiness begins from the government and goes to its leaders, goes to the citizens and everyone else, if holiness becomes our priority, there are so many things that would be fixed in this nation, owing to the fact that we are 80% Christians. So that means that just putting into practice some of these things can be the very things that save us from too much stress, and we could avoid so much. So let's cry out for holiness, because I believe God has given us the blueprint of how to live in harmony. But sometimes we throw that to the curb and say, this one is hard, we cannot do it. But if we actually implement it, we could really go far. But anyway, that is what is being reported in our dailies. You can grab a copy of your favorite, and also, on Hope FM, you can tune in at the top of every hour. We also have news updates right here at Hope TV. Dira at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. we have News Watch. So let's have a look now at the video of the day.